Hello, Telvanni here, and today I wanted to talk about the Lake of Kalandra League mechanic itself. In this video, I'm going to try and put aside my feelings on the Archnemesis changes and overall loot nerfs, and just focus on how GGG could improve the actual League mechanic. Alright, so let's get into it, starting with the fundamentals. How does the League mechanic work? Well, once per map, you'll encounter a mirrored tablet pedestal that rises from the ground. This will allow you to make several changes to your lake, adding reward tiles, adding blank tiles, and swapping tiles around to try and make the longest chain of tiles possible. All of this is done in the hopes that you'll find a very rare tile, such as the Reflection of Kalandra or the Reflection of Paradise. Once you've completed enough of these encounters and maps, you'll be able to itemize your lake and either run it yourself or sell it. This sounds very familiar, doesn't it? We have another League mechanic in-game that's quite similar. One where you encounter an NPC in maps who will allow you to make changes to an itemizable area. And during your maps, you'll try your best to upgrade rooms and change rooms around to try and get the most valuable rooms possible. I am, of course, talking about Alva's Incursion Temples. So why do players hate the Lake of Kalandra, but we generally love Alva? I think the first reason is that, unlike Alva, Kalandra does not add any monsters to our maps, and this means we are not getting any in-map rewards from the mechanic. For the longest time, Alva was one of the premier League mechanics for juicing your maps, alongside Delirium and beyond, as it added a large number of monsters to every single map. An easy fix here to make Kalandra more appealing would be to add several packs of monsters guarding the mirrored tablet in maps. This would make the player more excited to see the mirrored tablet, as they knew they could get in-map rewards for clearing the area around it. GGG could potentially even have the monsters around the pedestal drop sets of mirrored items, similar to the Strongbox affix contains mirrored items. And I think another nice thing to do here would be to have rare monsters that spawned in this way very rarely drop reflected jewelry, similar to items that we can find from reflecting mists inside of the lake. Next, the Lake of Kalandra reward tiles feel fairly lackluster. We've all opened up a mirrored tablet, ran through a few areas, cleared out the monsters, and had reward chests pop up. And these reward chests often drop essentially nothing, aside from a few rares that are filtered out by our loot filter. Now, this may be an unpopular opinion, but hear me out. The lack of good rewards from regular tiles in the lake is fine, but it needs to be counterbalanced better than it is currently. If we take a look at Alva temples, for example, I don't think anyone really runs temples for the loot rewards from basic rooms. Even the League mechanic rooms, such as Legion or Breach, are very, very lackluster, as they don't get bonuses from our Atlas passives. However, no one is up in arms about the fact that Alva Temple reward rooms have terrible loot. And why is that? Well, Alva's biggest appeal are two specific rooms, and to a lesser degree, a third room. The first room players care about is the Locus of Corruption. This room allows players to try and double corrupt their items, and it becomes increasingly popular as the league progresses, as players have amassed a lot of wealth and are willing to gamble on some high-value items. The next room players care about is the Doriani's Institute. This room allows players to try and double corrupt their gems. This is very powerful for getting a 21-20 vol gem like Lightning Strike and Blade Vortex, as these items can be huge power spikes for certain builds. The third room that players care about, to a lesser degree than the previous two, is the Apex of Ascension. This room allows players to upgrade unique items into more powerful versions of themselves, and this can be very popular in some leagues where Slave Drivers or Coward's Legacy are extremely expensive. The Lake of Kalandra is similar in this respect. Basic reward tiles are, for the most part, unrewarding, but if you get one of the good rooms, such as the Reflection of Kalandra or the Reflection of Paradise, and to a lesser degree the Expedition or Scourge tiles, your lake can become quite valuable. With the Reflection of Kalandra giving players an opportunity to mirror their jewelry, causing the stats on the item to be doubled or turn negative. Basically, the Reflection of Kalandra lets you vol your jewelry for a chance at very powerful items, while the Reflection of Paradise grants more XP than a full 5-way Legion run. The problem here, however, is that the occurrence of these good tiles are too low in the current League mechanic. For example, if you're spec'd into Alva on the Atlas passive tree, you can probably expect to unlock a Locus of Corruption, Doriani's Institute, or Apex of Ascension basically 90% of the time, assuming you're min-maxing your approach to unlocking the temple. Additionally, you're guaranteed to have an itemized temple once every 5 maps. In contrast, it can often take over 10 maps to complete your Kalandra tablet, meaning it takes you twice as long as it would take you to finish an Alva temple. Also, the good reward tiles in the lake, such as the Reflection of Kalandra or the Reflection of Paradise, are incredibly rare. Even if you're min-maxing your approach to building your mirrored tablet, you can go dozens of tablets before you find one of these. And this is the problem. It's fine if the basic reward tiles in the lake are lackluster, but the rate at which we find the valuable tiles needs to be much higher than it currently is. If GGG wants to save the Lake of Kalandra League mechanic, they should add in-map rewards for completing it, such as packs of monsters and reflected jewelry. They should also increase the frequency at which players complete their tablet, and increase the frequency at which players encounter these valuable reward tiles. Anyway, thank you for watching, good luck with your league, and I'll see you in the next one.